Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Dickenson, and you're listening to Camera Concerts. Our performer today is a voice and music education major at Cecil College. Please welcome to our virtual stage, Hannah Rash.
I was distracted and in traffic. I didn't feel it when the earthquake happened, but it really got me thinking. Were you out drinking? Were you in the living room chilling, watching television? It's been a year now. Think I figured out how to let you go and the communication die out. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we were down for forever and it's fine. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we were meant for each other and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You'd come over and you'd stay the night. Would you love me for the hell of it? All our fears would be irrelevant. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? The sky be falling and I'd hold it tight. And all that wouldn't be a reason why we would even have to say goodbye. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Right. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Right. And I tried to imagine your reaction. Didn't scare me when the earthquake happened, but it really got me thinking. That night we went drinking, stumbled in the house and didn't make it past the kitchen. Oh, it's been a year now. I think I figured out how to let you go and the communication die out. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we were down for forever and it's fine. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we weren't meant for each other and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You'd come over and you'd stay the night. Would you love me for the hell of it? All our fears would be irrelevant. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? The sky be falling while I hold you tight. I know there wouldn't be a reason why we would even have to say goodbye. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You come over, right? Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Yeah, I know, you know, we know we weren't down for forever and it's fine. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we weren't meant for each other and it's fine. But if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You'd come over and you'd stay the night. Would you love me for the hell of it? Yeah, all our fears would be irrelevant. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? The sky be falling and I'd hold it tight. I know there wouldn't be a reason why we would even have to say goodbye. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Right. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? Right. Yeah, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right?
Hannah Rash, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, this is really exciting, and it's really nice to have a chance to kind of showcase what students are doing and give you a chance to kind of perform for people, even though we're kind of locked up in the house.
Yeah, it's like from home concert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just to start off, I was wondering if you could give us a little background about how you got into music. At Cecil, you are a voice major and a music education major. But I know you play a lot of instruments. I know you do a lot of different things musically. And how did you get started?
I didn't always play instruments, and I didn't really get into playing instruments until my like very last year of middle school, like as a freshman in high school. And I started playing guitar, like guitar lessons, because my dad plays guitar. And I guess I never really thought of how it might be beneficial to someone like me. Like if I could sing, then being able to play an instrument for myself would make me more independent as well. And
Hmm.
then I've just kept playing since.
Yeah. So before you started playing guitar, were you involved in the choirs and things like that at your school?
Yeah, I stayed in choir ever since like fourth grade. And
Hmm.
then yeah, I always liked choir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, well, yeah, and there's definitely a difference, because the mindset of being in a choir is to being as opposed to being a soloist. And one thing that I think you do really well is you're really good at being versatile and changing and adapting, to different situations. For you, what is it like, singing in a choir as opposed to, singing solo?
Um, well, there's a lot more comfort in the fact that you're not the only one there. Like, I guess, like, if you mess up, there's people there to cover for you.
Hmm.
But if you mess up, you're there by yourself. Um, yeah. Mhm,
Yeah, there's definitely, I think a lot of people feel that, in ensemble
mhm,
situations, whether it's choir or bands or orchestras, there's a kind of
mhm,
sort of community, within that group, that everybody supports each other, and
mhm.
that kind of thing. And yeah, it can definitely be a lot more nerve wracking when you're playing solo.
Yeah. Mhm,
Well, the first piece that you played was really beautiful, and it's the words are very interesting, and they're very appropriate, I think, for the situation that we're in right now. And I think because of that, they have possibly even more meaning, than maybe they did before. But can you tell us a little bit about
mhm.
that song and why you chose it?
Yeah, and I actually did some research, and the people who wrote the song, they're from California, and in California, they have a lot of earthquakes there. And one of the lyrics in the song is about earthquakes. So a lot of it's like talking about when the earthquake happened.
Mm.
But I guess like it doesn't exactly have to mean an earthquake for everybody, but like a lot of different things can happen in our lives that will like change the course of our actions and make us see things differently. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I really like that you're using that analogy, and it's really interesting to hear the background of where the song came from, and as well as how it can be applied to different situations. Because here, I think a lot of us are thinking about this now. That we're sort of isolated in our homes, and we're unable to connect with the people we love except by electronic means. And I think a lot of people are kind of thinking about that, like. Um, and I think you're right. Like even if we're not in this situation, then there's always something that could happen in our life, that would make us feel this way. And I think I told you this before when I heard you sing the song, but I really love that song and how unique the words are, and and that it tells a story in just such an interesting and unique way that I think other songs don't do. And it's just really so beautiful, and I think the way you have interpreted it is so beautiful as well.
Thank you. Mhm.
Well, speaking of you playing, why don't we hear another song? What would you like to play for us next?
Next song I'm going to be playing is a cover from the Dixie Chicks of Landslide.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's hear Hannah Rash playing Landslide.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around and I saw You climb the mountain and you turn around, and I see my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe
Hannah, that was beautiful. I really love that interpretation of Landslide.
Thank you.
And what's interesting about that song, I think, is that it's been covered, uh, I mean, so many times, probably hundreds of times, you know, and it's just one of those songs that really speaks to people, I think, in such a powerful way. And I think that it's been covered in many different ways. And you said your interpretation was inspired by the Dixie Chicks, but I think even the way you're doing it is unique for yourself. How did you come up with your interpretation of this song?
Well, I really like Miley Cyrus's cover of the song, and I also really like the Dixie Chicks cover of this song. Like the Dixie Chicks, they add like a couple like different lyrics so that they can like add additional harmonies, but I also feel like it sounds good by itself.
Mhm.
And I also like, I guess, Miley Cyrus's like brightness in her voice
Mhm.
in comparison to Dolly. Like Dolly Parton is really bright, but like I guess Miley Cyrus has like a different tone. It's weird.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Um, well, a few minutes ago, you mentioned that you started playing guitar because your dad plays guitar. Um, do you have a musical family?
My family is actually not very musical. My dad didn't start getting into music until like a couple years before I started playing guitar, and then he convinced me to start doing guitar with him. And since then, he's formed like a band of like other 40-year-old dads, and they come and they play in my basement like once a week. And
Yeah.
it's always loud in the house, I'd say, because my dad's either playing guitar, I'm either playing guitar, or the band's in the basement.
Right. So
Yeah.
usually it's the parents complaining about the kids, you know, playing too loud and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in your case, it's both the father and the child that are making noise, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but that's really
Mhm.
cool. That's great that he you know, is playing music and finding music as an outlet, and it's really great that that's something you guys can share, you know, as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, well, before I hear your third song, um, you know, you're finishing up your first year at Cecil College, and like I said before, your music ed major and your voice major. What are your plans, you know, going forward? Maybe in the next year, or 5 years, or 10 years? I don't know. Have you thought about your future? What you want to do?
Well, I want to try to pursue becoming a music teacher, but other than that, I also want to try to play out more at different places.
Hmm.
Maybe try to get like a few gigs where I can go and I can play like a set list
Hmm.
of different cover songs. And because like that's honestly, I think it's really fun to do, to
Hmm.
just be able to like share that with other people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I've seen you perform in a lot of different situations, and I think I said this earlier in the interview, but you have a really wide range of vocal abilities. I mean, you know, I hear you do singer-songwriter like you're doing today, but I've heard you do jazz, I've heard you do classical, and you're really good at changing your voice to make it appropriate for the music, and I think that'll give you a real um, competitive edge, you know, as you move forward in your career. And it's something that I hope you'll continue to foster, because having a lot of variety, I think, can be really beneficial for you. And I think that also allows you the ability to do what you're saying, to share music with other people, both in a performance aspect, but also in collaborative aspects as well. And so there's definitely some good opportunities out there, playing in, different situations, whether it's a bar or a concert stage or anything in between. I think there's some really good opportunities out there that you'll be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely.
So for the last song that we hear today, what would you like to play for us?
I'm gonna be playing Riptide by Vance Joy, and this was like probably like one of the first songs that I'd ever learned, and I just really like this song. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I really like this song as well. So
Mhm.
let's hear Hannah Rash playing Riptide.
I was scared of dentists in the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. Oh, all my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in their dreams. Oh. And they come unstuck, oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man, oh, love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. There's this movie that I think you like. This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself, and she's been living all night shell. And they come unstuck, oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man, oh, left-hand
Well, Hannah, I want to thank you for being part of the program today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it was definitely a different experience, but I'd do it again,
Good, good.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, yeah, it's really it's really great talking with you. And one thing that I've been enjoying about this is getting to know the students a little better, and just finding a little bit more about the background and stuff. And I think, like I said, I think you're doing a great job with all of your studies and everything that I see you doing musically. And so I wish you the best for the future.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Bye.
And thanks to all of you for listening to this performance today. Join us next time for more great performances on camera concerts. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sane. Have a great week.